Bonjour Year 7. Welcome to lesson 13 of the second summer half term. And you're looking at Vive les vacances, long live the holidays. Here's a list of the equipment you'll need for today's lesson. You'll need the exercise book that the school gave you, a pen and a ruler, your knowledge organizer for module 6, open in a tab, a highlighter pen, and wordreference.com to look up any words not in your knowledge organizer. And your knowledge organizer and wordreference.com are linked to class charts. Please remember to email me if you have any questions about the activities in today's lesson, and here's my email address. And please make sure you upload a copy of your work onto class charts within 2 days of the lesson, straight after the lesson if you can, in order to get a very well-deserved achievement point. Copiez la date et le titre, Mon père va aller à la pêche, my dad is going to go fishing, and underline them neatly in your book. Then copy down the objective, l'objectif, to describe activities others are going to do on holiday in the future. Pause to do that now. Your dinner activity should take about 5 minutes. I'd like you to match up the verb aller to go in French and in English. So you can copy down the English, because that's all in the correct order that we normally see a verb, and then find the correct part of French and put it next to it. Pause to do that now and press play to check your answers. Now let's check your answers. So to say I am going, in French you say je vais. To say you singular are going, you say tu vas. Don't pronounce the S on the end. To say he or she is going, you say il va, elle va. To say we formal are going, we say nous allons. To say you plural or polite are going, say vous allez. And to say they are going masculine, you say ils vont. And to say they feminine are going, you say elles vont. Pause to check you've got those correctly down in your book, and then press play to continue to the next activity. Okay, Year 7, we haven't made flashcards for a while. I want you to make flashcards on the verb aller and to test yourself and to spend 10 minutes doing that. So first of all, I want you to look at the French and say the English. And then I want you to look at the English and be able to say the French and to be able to write it down accurately. Okay, so maybe you want to use a mini whiteboard for this or some rough paper. Pause to make your flashcards and test yourself now, and press play when you're ready to go to the next activity. Okay, I think it's important that we always practice our pronunciation of new words and of the verbs as well. So here we go. Écoutez et répétez. Le week-end prochain. And again, le week-end prochain. It's important that the A-I-N here just sounds like an A-N in English. Prochain. I've had this before. Écoutez et répétez en été. En été. Good. Écoutez et répétez en automne. En automne. Good. Remember hiver, the H is silent here. Écoutez et répétez en hiver. En hiver. Good. Remember here we don't pronounce the P and S. Écoutez et répétez au printemps. Au printemps. Remember to say in for spring, it's au, it's not en. It's a special one, it's the one that's different of the 4 seasons, so it's au printemps. Écoutez et répétez au printemps. Good. Écoutez et répétez en vacances. En vacances. And finally in this column, pendant les grandes vacances. And again, pendant les grandes vacances. Make sure you're not pronouncing the T here. Let's have a look at the verb aller. Écoutez, répétez, je vais. Je vais. Tu vas. Tu vas. J'en va. J'en va. I think you know mon frère, mon père really well by now. Here's a girl's name. Écoutez et répétez. Mathilde va. Mathilde va. Good. I think you're happy with ma famille. Écoutez et répétez. On va. On va. Good. Écoutez et répétez. Nous allons. Nous allons. Good. And you plural polite are going. Vous allez. Vous allez. And final one here. Écoutez, répétez. Mes parents vont. Mes parents vont. Excellent work. Now we had all of the activities last lesson, so I'm not going to go through those again because you had those last time. Okay, pause if you need to, rewind if you need to go through the pronunciation. Then press play to go on to the next activity. Good job, Year 7. Now, activity 3, we're looking at this new sentence builder again. So we've got time markers, and some of these are different, as you've seen from when you were pronouncing them, to what you had last time. We've got the verb aller, that's certainly all new, and we've been through that. You should be confident. We've had that for over many lessons now. And then we've got the activities which we had last lesson. Now what I want you to do is to copy what you hear, and there are going to be 4 sentences in French, so you're going to write the French. Okay, pens at the ready, off we go. Pause as much as you need to, rewind if you need to. 1. Le week-end prochain, je vais faire de la planche à voile. 1. Le week-end prochain, je vais faire de la planche à voile. Pause if you need to. 2. En automne, tu vas faire du VTT. Pause if you need to. 2. En automne, tu vas faire du VTT. Pause. 3. En vacances, Mathilde va aller à la pêche. Pause. 3. En vacances, Mathilde va aller à la pêche. Pause. Finally, number 4 now. 4. Pendant les grandes vacances, vous allez visiter des châteaux et des musées. Pause. Pendant les grandes vacances, vous allez visiter des châteaux et des musées. Pause and rewind if you need to, as much as you need to. Press play to get the answers. Time to check your answers. Okay, if you just want to pause and check and correct anything that you need to from what I said, make sure that the accents are on number 1, a, before voile, on a and pêche on number 3, and for number 4 on château and musée as well. So pause to double check that and correct it, and tick in a different colour if you can, that what you've got correct, and correct in a different colour as well. Très bien. This time I want you to translate the sentences from French into English, and there'll be 4 sentences. Pause as much as you need to and rewind as much as you need to. 1. Write the English for this. En été, ma famille va faire du camping. Pause. 1. En été, ma famille va faire du camping. Pause. 2. En hiver, mon frère va aller à la pêche. Pause. 2. En hiver, mon frère va aller à la pêche. Pause. 3. Au printemps, mes parents vont faire du canoë. Pause. Au printemps, mes parents vont faire du canoë. Pause. 4. En vacances, on va faire de la voile. Pause. En vacances, on va faire de la voile. Pause. Pause and rewind as much as you need to check your answers. Press play to check your answers. And what you've written is in English is correct. Très bien. And now pause to check your answers in English and make any corrections that you need to. And now I want you to translate from the English into French for me, please. Pause as much as you need to and rewind as much as you need to. 1. Next weekend, my mum is going to go windsurfing. Pause. 1. Next weekend, my mum is going to go windsurfing. 2. In autumn, we formal are going to visit castles and museums. Pause. 2. In autumn, we formal are going to visit castles and museums. 3. On holidays, John is going to go sailing. Pause if you need to. 3. On holiday, John is going to go sailing. Pause. 4. During the summer holidays, you, plural or polite, are going to go mountain biking. Pause. 4. During the summer holidays, you, plural or polite, are going to go mountain biking. Pause and rewind as much as you need to and press play to get your answers in French. Now it's time to check your answers. So they're all here for you on the slide. So just pause in order to check that you've got all of those correct. Just make sure you've got your accents on number 1, mer and a. And number 2, château and musée. And that's it. But pause to check your spellings are all correct as well. Très bien. Okay, Put your pens down now. Give me your undivided attention, please, Year 7. So the past 2 lessons we've been looking at the near future tense. I just want to run through the grammar with you. So put everything out of your way and really concentrate. To say what you or others are going to do in the future, you've got to use the correct form of aller to describe yourself and other people and what you and they are going to do. And this is called the near future tense. So here's the different parts of aller that we've used throughout the lesson, and you need to use these alongside the infinitive. Okay, so this is the verb with its er, re, or ir ending on the end, and we're concentrating on lots of jouer and faire here, so it's mostly er and re verbs that we're looking at. Okay, and then we use a noun at the end to give the description of the activity we're going to do, the actual activity itself, as you had in your final column of your sentence builder. So here are some examples of that working. So, example, je vais is the part of the correct form of aller. Jouer au is your infinitive with your er ending here, jouer. And when you're playing a game, you have to have au after the verb. And then the actual activity is football, and that's your noun. So we've got all 3 of those. I've got it in English as well. So I am going to play football. Okay, is your version there. So we've got il va faire du VTT. The il va is the correct form of aller to say he's going. And then faire du is the verb to go. We say to do mountain biking in French. VTT is the noun, which is the activity. So he is going is the correct form of to go. And then to go is the infinitive. And then mountain biking is the activity, which is the noun. And one more. Correct form of aller, nous allons. Then the infinitive, faire. And after faire, we always have to use du. And then the noun is camping. So that is we are going. To go is your infinitive. And then camping is your noun and activity. Okay, I want you to pause now and copy the rule neatly into your book. Use a highlighter where I've used different colours as well. Pause to do that now. Okay, for your next activity, what I would like you to do is to copy down the 5 sentences in French, filling in the blanks with the correct form of aller. Okay? So use these, fill it out. Then when you've finished, you've written the whole sentences out completed with aller in them in French. I want you to translate each sentence into English. Should take about 10 minutes. So pause to do that now. Press play to check your answers. Okay, now time to check those answers. 1. Le week-end prochain, je vais faire de la voile avec ma famille. So je vais is the correct form of aller. Next weekend, I'm going to go sailing with my family. 2. En été, Marc va. So Marc is a boy, so it's the il form of aller, so that's a va. So en été, Marc va faire du camping avec ses copains. So in summer, Marc is going to go camping with his friends. 3. En hiver, maman et ma sœur vont faire du ski à la montagne. So we have 2 ladies here, my mum and my sister, which makes they. So we use the feminine form of they, just to remind you. And that goes with the part of aller, which is vont. And we translate that as in winter, my mum and my sister are going to go skiing in the mountains. Good. 4. Au printemps, on va aller à la pêche, mon père et moi. So in spring, we're going to go fishing, my dad and I. My dad and I is more correct in English than my dad and me. So it's always better to say my dad and I. And finally, 5. Pendant les grandes vacances, tu vas faire de l'équitation? So during the holidays, are you going to go horse riding? Would be how you would translate that. So you put in the are to make it a question. Are you going to go horse riding? Because we know it's a question. So it needs the are in there as well. Well done. Pause if you need to. Make sure you've got all of that correct. And then press play to go to your final activity. Bon travail, Year 7. Okay, Year 7. And now, using the sentence builder, I'd like you to write 5 sentences about your future holidays with family and what you're going to do and they're going to do, using as many different parts of the verb aller as you can, and varying your time markers and activities as well. Then I want you to translate each sentence into English for me. So that should take about 10 minutes in total. Très bien. Fantastic job today, Year 7. Really good work. I hope you enjoyed creating all those lovely sentences. Now please upload a copy of your work onto class charts, and if you can't do it straight away, please do it within 2 days in order to get a very well-deserved achievement point. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.